A couple of months ago, I watched a video on YouTube called The Leica Killer, and it really intrigued me. Now, if you follow a lot of YouTube photographers, you'll see that there's lots of Leicas being used. And I'm not saying that I don't want one, but I certainly would not want to be spending that kind of money on a camera with a fixed lens. I believe they have amazing image quality, and I really love kind of the look and the feel of them. They look premium, they look quality, and certainly if someone offered me one, I wouldn't say no, but it's just not in the budget at the moment. However, this video got me really thinking how I could transform my current setup into a bit of a Leica lookalike, if you like, and have a similar look and feel. Maybe not to the image quality itself, but I like to think we can have a lot of fun with it. So in this video, I thought I would share that setup with you. I will put the timestamp so you can skip to that bit if you want, because there's going to be a bit of vlog action today as well. I'm heading to Rome this afternoon, just heading into work here on, let me tell you, a beautiful morning. Autumn is certainly in the air. I'm just going to show you. Check out those colours. Woo! I'm excited to go to Rome, but I'm excited to get back and do some autumn photography as well. So I'm going to take you to Rome on this vlog. It's going to be a bit of a busy day, as I say. Work, rush back quickly, get ready, pack up, head to the airport, get to Rome and have a good city break for the weekend. It's my sister's 30th birthday. It's going to be lots of fun and games, and hopefully some photography too. And I'll be taking the setup with me. Always a challenge in a busy city, but hope to get some really nice shots. So I will see you somewhere along the line on the travels, and I will share this little setup with you. So let's get this day started. And unfortunately, that is where the Rome vlog ended. I had all the intention to take some really cool footage and vlog on my way around Rome. However, the reality was it was a horrendous travel experience. Ended up getting to Rome, finally got into the apartment about 5 o'clock in the morning, so basically did an all-nighter, which I can no longer do effectively. And then it turned into an awesome weekend, nice family weekend, did so much stuff and really got into the photography. I found that a more manageable thing to be able to do when with family and kind of mixing things up. I did head out on one little sunset shoot, which I'll show you some pictures along the way just so that you can see that I was actually in Rome. I'm still very much learning how to kind of incorporate the vlogging into these situations and try and do photography at the same time. So bear with me. I apologise if you were looking forward to the Rome content, but there are some photos. But I might as well get into the camera setup itself. I just thought I'd be transparent and say that I did try to make a vlog. It started off well, didn't end so well, but it was an awesome trip. So here we go, the Leica Killer inspiration video. My setup, which I did use throughout my trip to Rome. I didn't take any other lens with me. I went bold, I went brass, and I just took this single setup, which I think was the reason I got such good photos that I was really personally happy with, because I didn't have to think about a lot else, and I just had my camera and it was really nice in my nice sling bag. If you haven't watched that that video about my everyday carry at the moment, you can check that out. I'm gonna get it right up here. So let's get into it. The camera body itself is the Sony A7C, the Mark 1. Love the look of the new one, but this is the Mark 1. It's been my workhorse for the past few years. Nice, small, compact body, which works super well for a bit of YouTube and all of my travel photography, and it fits nicely into just a small travel bag. I paired that with the Sony G lens, which is the 40mm 2.5. I've made a separate video about this, up there again. Love it, brilliant. Now, a couple of things to talk through. I kind of wanted to mention while I was on this video about how it worked, because it's a bit nerve-wracking just taking one lens with you, because you know, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, when I got there and I got in the taxi, all of the buildings in Rome, I've never been to Rome before, they were so massive, they were just huge. The scale of it really blew me away, and I was thinking, have I bought the wrong lens? Do I need a wide lens here? Now, there was a few occasions where I did need a wide lens, which is when we went into the Colosseum. It was just absolutely huge, but to be honest, I think you needed a bit of a fisheye lens to get it all in. I ended up using my trusty iPhone, which of course comes in handy because you can do that nice 0.5 lens. But in truth, I did a few panos as well with this, so I just took some vertical panos and then stitched it all together if I needed to get that wider scope in. But actually it was fine, because the reason a slightly tighter lens, which was my initial thinking, worked well is it's a very busy city, as you would imagine Rome to be, and I quite like a nice clean shot, and it enabled me to compress things a little bit, shoot through things and pick out the details of the buildings without getting too much tourist action in there, just people kind of milling around, or I managed to get them in it but just not make them the focus of the shot. I think if I had a wide lens, I think everything would have got a bit lost actually. So it turned out, despite my initial panic, that actually this lens worked out perfectly. I'm really enjoying using the 40mm focal length, and it's a bit of an all-round one-hit wonder. I took some nice shots of my family while we were there. Everyone was really pleased with those, and just picked up some natural candid shots as well as some posed ones. Of course, you've got to do the tourist posing, as well as kind of the ambiance of Rome, the architecture, the buildings, absolutely stunning, as well as some of the food that we ate along the way, which was absolutely incredible also. So personally, I think this is a brilliant all-round lens, and it suits my needs really well. And the best part about it is it's absolutely tiny. It's really light. It's a lovely build quality. So paired with my Sony A7C, nice and compact, but it feels premium. It feels nice and quality. It's got a nice metal build quality on here, and all round, I was very happy. On front of that, I picked up this tiny little, what is it here, 49mm. Now, let me get this right. Circular polarizer. I say that. I find that hard to say. A CP lens. And what that does is you can twist it. It twists on the thread there itself, and you can work on, if it's a really bright day, you can get a little bit more contrast back into the sky. For instance, when we were in Rome, it was incredibly hot and bright and very sunny, so it worked really well. I actually just left it on the lens the whole time, and with this lens you can either screw it onto the lens hood itself, if you like the lens hood, which is really handy, and you can put the cap back on top of that as well, or you can take the lens hood off and screw it directly into the lens. And I just left it there, and it just enabled me to get a little bit of flexibility in terms of exposure and making sure I didn't lose too much contrast in the images. The last accessory, this is a very simple setup by the way, but the last accessory is my Peak Design wrist strap. An absolute no-brainer, especially when touristing, because I hate crossbody straps. I find them incredibly annoying. They're great for carrying the camera, but when you actually want to take a shot, I like to take loads of different angles. I'm always like bending down on the ground or shooting through a tree or something, and there's only so much movement, and you just kind of, it's just annoying. And you can't hold it up because no. Love the look of them. I bought loads, wasted loads of money on them. I'm not doing it anymore. But the wrist strap gives you that little bit of extra security, that when you're holding your camera, you know, you're out and about, there's loads of people about, it's not just going to drop, you're not going to drop it, because if you get bumped, you might drop it, and it doesn't feel as easy for someone to grab it out of your hand. And I was very aware of that in Rome, in a big city. So this is a Peak Design one. As I said, it clips onto the little dongle or the little quick clip thingamajig that's on my camera permanently. Works really nicely. Again, nice premium build quality. Got a bit of leather on there. I went for the sage green, going out there, breaking away from my black, and it just is slim profile. It doesn't take up loads of room in your bag. You can actually just unclip it and keep it tied around your wrist, because it's got a little magnet in it, which is most handy. My wrists are a little bit skinny for it, or you can just take it off, stick it in your bag. It really doesn't get in the way at all. And you know what? That is pretty much it. It's my A7C 40mm CP filter, wrist strap, boom, job done. And it's no Leica, but it gives you that feel that you're kind of carrying that kind of style camera around. Just gives you that a little bit of a nostalgic feel. I think what would make it look even more kind of cool is like you can pick the Sony A7C up with the black and with the silver top, so that kind of like Fujifilm look. I prefer the black myself, but if you wanted that look, you could get that. And there's one more thing that I saw in the video that I watched, which I will link because that guy really inspired me for this video. There's a little square lens hood that you can pick up off Amazon. I think it's about £45, and it gives you that real Leica look, and you can actually screw it onto the front of any of these G lenses, these ones that were made for the A7C. So I think there's 24, the 40 and the 50, and it looks really cool actually. I didn't pick it up yet because actually when I went to Rome I didn't want to look like I was carrying a Leica, because I don't want to be too much of an advert for thief magnets. I do quite like it. I might pick it up at some point, but I'll put a picture here and you can check out the link if you want to get that as well. Really, just to say, a bit of inspiration to go for a one-hit wonder, a one lens wonder, one camera wonder, and it really freed my mind when I was in Rome to shoot some really cool photos, and I've probably been overlaying a few in this video here, so I hope you've enjoyed them. If you want to see more, always go check me out on Instagram, and thank you for all the recent subscriptions. I've got some new followers, really appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you've kind of got a one hit setup, please do drop it in the comment below. I'll be really interested to see what kind of thing you're shooting on, especially for travel and those kind of situations where you're not changing lenses all the time and you need a bit of a one wonder solution. So I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.